Today we're going to be doing a long overdue elimination rebuild back all the way from round 1. The Atlanta Hawks were eliminated in the playoffs in round 1. Obviously, they got a draft pick as well from the Pelicans because of the trade from last year. Trae Young is gone. It's a new era here in Atlanta. But before we get into today's video, YouTube does tell me about 55% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do fall in that 55%, want to change that as we're on the road to 50,000 subs, that'd be greatly appreciated. But yes, as I mentioned, this is obviously long overdue. This was a team that was eliminated in round 1. It's the last team I haven't done that's been eliminated from the playoffs, and technically speaking, I still need to do a couple of teams that obviously never even made the playoffs to begin with as well, which we'll get to those as we go on here, and then we'll be doing the teams eliminated from the conference finals. But like I said, Atlanta is on a whole new chapter now. They move on from Trae Young before the trade deadline. He's gone now. They have a draft pick from the Pelicans. There was a chance it could have jumped up in the top 4. It obviously did not. I think they have pick 8, I'm pretty sure, and then they have the 22nd pick from the Cavaliers as well. So the 8th pick should get us something good here to add alongside what we already have. But obviously Trae Young gone. McCollum was pretty good for them in the playoffs, but we need to find the missing piece. And then for once in my life, I finally remembered to nerf Ricochet in 2K. This guy does not look good in real life, and he becomes an absolute stud in 2K. Today we will not have that, and it feels like Atlanta could trade him this offseason possibly as well. But I think the biggest thing I want to do is simply draft with pick 8. I don't think there's any need to make an aggressive trade right now and try to go all in. I don't think we have enough talent, but there's some good players here, don't get me wrong. But if we can hit on this draft pick, that'll set us up in such a good spot. So let's start with that. So let's go ahead and see how the draft order falls. I haven't been able to look at this in quite some time. So the Wizards are going to take Cameron Boozer. So they kind of shock everybody because it's been DeBonza and Peterson kind of talked about. Peterson goes to Utah, and then Memphis is going to take DeBonza. Okay. So Chicago, as of late, they've been taking Isaiah Evans for some reason, and they do it again. I don't know why it's like that, but okay. So Caleb's going to fall away to Brooklyn, I guess. So Brooklyn's going to take Caleb Wilson. And then everyone thinks that Mikael Brown has Sacramento written all over him. And they go Keaton Wagner instead, which obviously he's kind of consensus to be a top 5. So I think the only thing that makes sense is to absolutely take Darius Acuff. Or did I say Mikael Brown? I meant Darius Acuff, Sacramento. But I think I'm taking Darius Acuff. I mean, it's kind of perfect for what we need right now because obviously we need a new point guard. We have McCollum who we could re-sign, but yeah, Darius Acuff to Atlanta. I like that idea a lot, and that's where we're going to start. So I feel like that's a perfect start for what we needed. And then at pick number 22, we have Jaden, we have Mario, we got Luigi. Christian Anderson falls all the way here. I think he's projected to be a lottery pick as well. We have Swain down here as well. I'm going to take Dalen Swain here out of Texas. We'll bring him in, and then late second rounder, probably not going to get anything too crazy here, but we can take like Donnie Freeman or something and out of Syracuse and see if that becomes something. So we walk out of here with Darius Acuff to replace Trae Young, Dalen Swain maybe to become something in the future, and then Donnie Freeman as well. And then player options, we have Jonathan Kuminga's $24 million team option. I think I'm going to decline that, and then they do suggest to decline Ricochet. I don't know if I'm there. Like, Atlanta in theory could absolutely decline it, but I think you're better off just trading him for whatever value you can get. Like, maybe some team still thinks he can become something, but Kuminga's team option, I'm very comfortable declining because I think we could resign him for cheaper than that. Qualifying offers, Keaton Wallace and Ray J. Dennis were 2 ways, but what is Kuminga going to be asking for? So yeah, 11 million or 8 million rather, and then McCollum's asking for 8 million. I think I will resign CJ McCollum based off how he was playing in the playoffs for a little bit there, or we could just let Darius Acuff start out of the gate, which actually might be the better thing to do because McCollum is going to keep regressing. Yeah, I think I've talked myself out of it. And then the other thing I want to do is I do want to find a trade partner for Ricochet. I think it's time to just move on from that experiment. So I'm going to start, well, it's not really an experiment. So you drafted him 1 overall, just unfortunately was not a good pick. But we're going to see what we can get for him just single-handedly if some teams still think there's value there. So we're going to see what we can maybe get for him. Okay, so here's what we're going to do in free agency. So we're going to be signing Jonathan Kuminga, Day'Ron Sharpe, and we're also bringing in CJ McCollum back as well. It's a 2-year deal, and the Kuminga's a 3-year deal. Day'Ron Sharpe's a backup center for us to have. But basically, my plan is, I didn't find a trade for Ricochet, by the way. I think we're going to hold him to the deadline and kind of see what's available there. But McCollum, Darius Acuff, Nick Alexander-Walker, Kispert, Buddy Hield, Dyson Daniels, Ricochet. Obviously, we have Jalen Johnson, Jonathan Kuminga. A lot to figure out here still. But yeah, kind of a little bit of a log jam in a bunch of places. McCollum is already down, so Darius Acuff might start immediately anyway, just because of the trajectory he could be on and progression and all that and the potential. But Sharpe's up to a 78. I think maybe he was already a 78. Ace Noel 77. Buddy Hield's down and Corey Kispert's down. But I feel like we have a lot of tradable contracts come the trade deadline, so that's kind of why I'm waiting on a Ricochet trade. I want to take this to the trade deadline and see if there's really something to buy in on, because I like a lot of what we have. Like Nickeil Alexander-Walker's become good here. And then obviously Jalen Johnson's nice and all. But I think we do need a number one guy. Maybe that becomes Darius Acuff, and him and Jalen Johnson become a dynamic duo. But I still think there's a lot to bring in here, but we definitely have some pieces to be excited about. So here's what the rotation is going to look like, which I'm actually okay with this. So it's going to be McCollum, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, Okongwu with Kuminga, Reece Shea, Day'Ron Sharpe, Darius Acuff, and Ace Newell off the bench. I'm actually very comfortable with this because what I think we can do is Darius Acuff comes off the bench for a while here, but if we're able to move McCollum at the trade deadline, which I think we'll find a way to be able to do that, then we can, free up the minutes for Acuff to start the rest of the season. So I'm very curious to see what we'll look like by the deadline. And I don't think we have our draft pick here either. I could be wrong, but no, we do have a pick swap though with the Pelicans and the Bucks and all that. But yeah, we definitely need to make sure that the tendencies are looking good too, because I was curious what Jalen Johnson's tendency is, and it's very low. Acuff's having a high one off the bench is fine with me, but let's give Jalen Johnson a high shot tendency here. Obviously, McCollum's going to have a decent one, which I'm not surprised by. Acuff has a decent one, but Jalen Johnson, obviously, if we want him to become a star, we definitely want to give him as much shots as possible. Nickeil Alexander-Walker can have a little bit of a higher shot tendency as well. Something like that, I think, feels good. So we'll go 73 there. But all right, let's go in and get to the trade deadline. We are a 4-star proficiency, so we're not looking too bad. But more than likely, I want to be a buyer at the trade deadline. I hope that we're above water, so it makes sense to buy. But yeah, really want to buy in on somebody. Free up the minutes for Acuff to start the rest of the season, develop him as much as possible. And so far, we're off to a fantastic start. So hopefully we can kind of keep that up or just be an okay team at the deadline and make a big trade. So we are at the trade deadline as we're 26 and 21. It was kind of a weird thing that just happened. I never had it happen, by the way. We were simulating, and then 2K kicked me out and said I disconnected from the internet. I never did, though. And then as soon as I jumped back in, it was simulating again, but all those tendencies I changed were gone. So the record is a little different than what it could have looked like because the simulation restarted itself. It was really weird. But anyway, we're here at the trade deadline because there's a lot of teams that I'm interested in acquiring players. So there's Miami's Bam Adebayo, but here are the 4 teams I'm really looking at here. So we have Joel Embiid in Philadelphia, which is kind of interesting to me. Unfortunately for Embiid, he is someone that kind of regresses in 2K and really doesn't help you out. So I do think Atlanta trade for Embiid could make some sense, but I don't know if I can get there. I may entertain it for a bit here, but I don't know. There is Giannis as well, who has not left the Bucks. In Atlanta, we do have one of their picks, so that could be interesting as well. And then we also have Jarrett Allen in Cleveland, which I don't hate the idea of. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. So Giannis, Embiid, and then obviously Cleveland. But let's go ahead and go for the big fish here. If we brought in Giannis Antetokounmpo, would be pretty interesting. Not someone I've traded for lately, but let's see what this pick is valued at. So it's 2.5-star value at the moment. And then obviously we would have maybe say through Dyson Dales in here and McCollum's contract, and then which isn't very valuable. Okongwu maybe could be thrown in there, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Now Jalen Johnson, I'd like to keep him. Reece Shea could be thrown in there, obviously. So I don't know. Could we get there with them? We could see. There's another good pick as well here in the 2031, and then we could kind of be a buyer on Giannis Antetokounmpo. They have, let's see, how far off are we from making a trade like this? So we need $4 more million to be traded away. So probably have to get rid of one of the picks and throw another player in here. So Corey Kispert, I think, would make that difference. I don't know if this is going to be something to be interested in, though. So basically, they get a their pick back. We get Dyson. We give them Dyson Daniels, McCollum, Reece Shea, first rounder, and Corey Kispert. I don't know if they'll accept this for Giannis, but I mean, if we can get them here, I'm doing it. And they say no. Okay, it was worth a shot. Didn't go through. I'm also very comfortable just selling on Jarrett Allen. Embiid is interesting too. I would do it, but he's already only averaging 17 points per game. I just can't get there, honestly. And his trade value is down. If we got him on a discount right now, although he's making 57 million, so it's gonna be really hard to match that without giving up somebody good. So yeah, I think Jarrett Allen's the one that makes the most sense to me. So I'm gonna just try to see if we can acquire Jarrett Allen here then. So obviously I don't want to trade this much, but if we did McCollum, who's from Ohio anyway, could make some sense there. Reece Shea, I think, is obviously, let's try not to trade this first. So McCollum and Reece Shea, and then we trade 1 first in the future, and we just get let's see. Although we're not, or there we go. Okay, so McCollum, Reece Shea, that's first for Jarrett Allen. What do they say? They agree. Okay, so we acquired Jarrett Allen at the trade deadline for Reece Shea. I like that. They get a first as well in McCollum. So they're going to buy in on a wing that they think could maybe have some upside. Darius Acuff's also going to start for the rest of the year. We have Jarrett Allen and Okongwu as extended rotation. So I like it. I like that a lot. Giannis would have been fun, more fun, obviously, but Darius Acuff, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dash Daniels, Jalen Johnson, and Jarrett Allen being brought in. So I like what we got going on. I feel like we have some good scores, and then Dyson Daniels being kind of a defender, obviously. Shooting wise is kind of rough, but yeah, I'm feeling good about this. I will see you guys at the end of the season. Got to round up the rotation a little bit. Got a lot of bigs come off the bench, but that's all right. So 26-21, and we got Jarrett Allen at the deadline, so I'm feeling good. Let's go ahead and get in the offseason. We might have another good draft pick as well from the Bucks, which is going to be useful. So pretty solid season, as Jokic is going to get MVP, Peterson's Rookie of the Year, Damian Lillard's your sixth man, Chet's your depoy, Dylan Harper most improved, and Edwards is your clutch player, Chris Finch is your coach of the year, and the executive goes to Nathan Mack, and then Karl-Anthony Towns got Cup MVP. I wouldn't imagine we have any All-NBA representatives here, but it would be cool if like Jalen Johnson made one, but I didn't expect that. All defensive first team and all defensive second team. We got Dyson Daniels, who's hurt right now, but he'll be back. So at least he's making all defensive teams. Obviously, we get Darius Acuff on here, which is good. He got got the floor or the keys to start after McCollum was traded away. So we end up as the 4th seed in the East, playing the Toronto Raptors in round 1. Wow, we have some injuries. Holy moly. So, okay. We had 25 points from Jalen Johnson. He's day-to-day, though, so that's good. Nickeil Alexander-Walker with 20, played all 82. Jarrett Allen played 87 games, apparently, because of the trade, I guess. Darius Acuff with 16. Kuminga with 14.5. How the hell do you play 87 games? That's kind of crazy. Kispert's hurt. Dash Jones is hurt. But thankfully, the most important ones, they are day-to-day, so we should get them back for this series. So, I'm almost feeling an 8-man rotation because... Let's see. Kuminga's going to start now. Maybe we just need to move Kuminga to the 3. That's probably what we need to do. Like, he goes up to an 82, so we might as well just do that. So Kuminga slides to the 3. Let's go back to a 9-man rotation. So, yeah, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Acuff, and then Jonathan Kuminga starting now. Obviously, when Jalen Johnson's healthy, that'll change, and then Dyson will start. So, yeah, we got some injuries here. But let's gather play in. Let's see if these guys are back now. They should be with them being day-to-day. And Dash Jones is back, but Jalen Johnson is going to miss. Or no, he's back as well. Jalen Johnson's right there. Okay. Well, going up against Toronto round 1, they got IQ, RJ, Ingram, Scotty, and Jakob. But game 1 goes to us, 116-95, 28 from Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Game 2 goes to us as well. So far, so good. Are we going to sweep the Raptors? Or are we going to beat them in 5, maybe? Gentlemen's? Yeah, okay. So now we're going to play the Knicks, who obviously the Atlanta Hawks lost to in round 1 last year. But we're in the playoffs again, which is good, with a young Darius Acuff on our side. We're fully healthy going in here, which is good. So let's see if we find a way to get it done over the Knicks. I doubt it, but it would be cool. They're up 2-0, and I think they got us. So they're going to beat us in 5, maybe? No, we forced a game 6. So let's see if we can go win game 6 and force a game 7. In fact, we're at home in game 6 as well. Would be pretty wild if we forced a game 7 after being down 3-0. So can we do it, though? Oh, my Lord, we're forcing a game 7. No way we come back from where we were at, right? Let's, in fact, bring out the 8-man rotation. Do we come back from 3-0 and upset the Knicks? We go into MSG for game 7. We definitely have them very nervous right now, but it looks like they may have taken care of business. So it was nice to see us, push the Knicks as far as we did, but unfortunately fell short of coming back from 3-0. The Knicks do make it to the finals, which doesn't surprise me. The Warriors are their matchup. They got Steph, and nothing really has changed other than Butler's healthy now. But yeah, they win the championship over the Knicks in 7. Very interesting. So my biggest goal this offseason is just to round out the bench a little bit more, and I think we'll be just fine. And of course, Darius Acuff developing would be really cool as well. So we actually have the 3rd best odds here, which is awesome. And we're going to end up with pick number, or maybe I was reading that wrong, but we get pick 10. Okay, we should get a lottery pick though. So the 10th pick from New Orleans, I'll absolutely take it. And yeah, very excited about having another lottery pick here. Going to add potentially another bench piece. I'm also going to extend Quinn Snyder because we just made it to the 2nd round. Almost got to the conference finals, 1 game away. Would have been awesome if we pulled it off, but we're close, man. So basically the only thing to do now is just make sure the bench is ready. So let's go to draft night. We're going to be able to add another potential bench piece here. I said something else there, but we got Stefan. Oh my gosh, getting him at pick 10 is actually a steal. I got to take him. We're going to take him. He's going to be probably our backup point guard or just a backup guard for us, but welcome to Atlanta. We also have an late 2nd or an early middle of the road 2nd round pick. I'm going to take Jacob Furphy here out of UConn. So, wow, I think that was a great draft. We get a 76 overall to fall to us. Going to be able to play right away, which is fantastic. And 68 overall. I guess I can't 2-way him. That sucks. Okay. Ace and Noel we're going to accept. Buddy Hield accepts his player option. And then Freeman we'll go and accept as well. Qualifying offers. Tomlin was in the Jarrett Allen trade. Not really too worried about him. And we have Gay and Tom on as free agents. Probably won't bring either of them back. We do have money to sign another player if we want, but I do think we have some depth problems, or we have some issues, logjam issues right now, so I probably won't do that. So Kispert and Buddy Hield, both are listed as shooting guard, but obviously both of them I really don't want to play in the rotation next year. Kuminga at the 3 is fine. Ason at the 4 is fine, and then Okongwu and Jarrett Allen is fine with me. In fact, does Okongwu want to sign an extension? He might want to, and he does. So we're going to give him an extension to stick around as our backup center. Jarrett Allen also wants to sign one. I'm definitely fine with that as well. Alexander Walker wants to sign one. We'll give him 17 million a year. I think that's more than fair, something like that. And anybody else? Buddy Hield, no. I'm probably going to trade Kispert and Buddy Hield this offseason if we can, to upgrade that backup shooting guard spot, or just dump those guys in general. But I guess we can leave Stefan in the shooting guard spot and then find a new backup point guard. So that's going to be our goal. Let's start with potentially trading one of these guys away. So actually didn't find anything, but instead we're just going to give Trae Jones a 2-year deal. I think that's going to be a fine backup point guard to have. I think that rounds our bench pretty well. I would fully expect that Kispert and Buddy Hield are going to keep regressing, but I guess having them as salary matching guys at the deadline or whatever it may be is not a horrible thing. So hopefully Darius Acuff has a big jump here. Ason Newell having a big jump would be nice too. So Acuff is up to an 83, so kind of what we wanted is good. Daniels is up as well. Jarrett Allen's down 1. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is down 1, which kind of sucks. So Okongwu is down 1 as well. Ason Newell only up 1, but still 78 overall, serviceable. And you have Dalen Swain and Freeman jumping, which is good, but Buddy Hield is down to a 69 overall, and then Kispert still at a 75. But okay, let's go ahead and get into next season. Last year I feel like was a success, but unfortunately had a real shot there to get to the conference finals and fell short. But Darius Acuff developed more, giving him a little bit of a bigger role, and Jalen Johnson as well. This should be a very fun season, I feel like. So last year power rank was pretty low on us, but this year they're at 11th, which is good. Oh yeah, the proficiency changed as well. So last year we were running 7 seconds, but like I said, 2K for whatever reason automatically just like backed out for whatever reason, and yeah, it restarted everything, but we're picking up the pieces. So we're gonna run that 7 seconds because we got off such to a good start last year. Also, we're running 10-minute rotation. So Acuff, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Jonathan Kuminga, Jalen Johnson, Jarrett Allen, Dyson Nails off the bench, which I feel good about that. Okongwu, Trae Jones, Ason Newell, and then Stefan. I love this rotation a lot, but we could get better as well. Acuff's shot tendency is up even further. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is still at a 72. So yeah, overall I like it, and hopefully that means good things for us this season. So if I do stop at the trade deadline, of course I will show you guys, but I guess it just kind of depends on how we're doing. Like if we're a really good team, I'll just simply go with the philosophy, if it ain't broke, I ain't gonna mess with it. But if we could maybe use another piece, then maybe you'll see me. But right now I'm feeling pretty good about what we have. We were so close to the conference finals last year that what we have may be enough, but time will tell. We'll see. So we did not stop at the trade deadline because things went really well. So Edwards wins MVP, Stokes is your rookie of the year, Ryan Rollins is your 6th man, Wemby is your depoy, and Boozer is your most improved. Jalen Johnson wins clutch player of the year. What a season he had. And then Chris Finch is your coach of the year, and executive goes to Nathan Mack, and Brunson is your cup MVP. So here is your all-NBA first team with Edwards, Jokic, Wemby, Giannis, and Cade. I would love to see Jalen Johnson on here if they give him a shot. But nah, he's not on here. So that would have been really cool, but unfortunately no Atlanta Hawks. Maybe all defensive team though. Nope, no Dyson Dillons this year or anything like that. But here's our all rookie teams with Stefan being on here. So back-to-back years of having an all rookie first teamer is always a good feeling. But neither one of them were our picks, which is good. We ended up as the first seed in the East, which is why I decided obviously not to make any changes. But yeah, 23 from Jalen Johnson, turning into our true all-star here. Was very efficient as well. 50, 40, and 80. Love that. Darius Acuff, sophomore season, got a little bit more efficient than last year, which is good. 39% from 3. Jarrett Allen with 15. Nickeil Alexander-Walker with 15 as well. So yeah, we're the first seed, but obviously all that matters is can we go on a deep run here. The Knicks are on the other side of the bracket, and that's of course the team that eliminated us last year. So very curious to see how we do this time around. So and around when we get the Washington Wizards, which is another team I feel is ascending in this Eastern Conference, so they could be tough. And not to mention, we are also going against a former Atlanta Hawk. In fact, I'm wearing his shirt right now. Trae Young, 26-8 from Trae Young in the season. So this would be a very interesting series, obviously, if Trae Young was returning to Atlanta. Game 2, it's actually gonna make me wonder, which maybe Trae Young already returned to Atlanta. I don't think he did. Maybe he did, but it does make me wonder how Atlanta Hawks fans will will they boo or cheer Trae Young? He may have returned already. I just don't remember, but I don't remember that. But anyway, Let's see if we can come out here and beat the Wizards in game 5, because they do have us in a tied series right now. But yeah, we know Trae Young likes to play the bad guys sometimes, especially with the Knicks fan base. But I don't imagine he would do that with Atlanta, right? I feel like he'd love that place. I don't know. But Darius Acuff picks up an injury. He's day-to-day. But we're up 3-2. The Wizards are giving us problems. Hopefully we can beat them in 6. We're going to a game 7. Okay. Obviously, with the injuries, it's probably not helping. But being eliminated as the first seed is the last thing I want to do, especially against Trae Young, who we traded away. Would obviously really suck. And we are going to lose to him. That's not a good look. Okay. So Trae Young is going to get, technically speaking, his revenge on us, I guess, for trading him away or whatever. And he had, what did he average in the series? He averaged 26 against us in the series. So yeah, that's obviously not a great feeling. That would really suck. Damn. Okay. So we get eliminated as the first seed. That's really brutal. But Washington did make it all the way to the conference finals. They lost to Brooklyn in 4, though. And the Nets went on to beat the Rockets. Dude, I feel as if we could have won a championship this year. If we just won game 7, maybe if Darius Acuff doesn't get hurt, because he was a 76 overall in game 7. Man, I don't know. I just don't know. I feel like we would have had a real shot of getting all the way, though. The Rockets lost. Or wait, I don't remember. Was it Nets and Rockets, I think, met up in the finals. But anyway, let's go to the lottery. I don't think we'll have a lottery pick this offseason from anybody, but yeah, really brutal to lose as the first seed. So clearly we need to do some more work here. But the one thing we do have going for us is there is going to be more development from these young guys we have, such as Stephon, Acuff, Asa Newell. So we're only going to get better. Of course, some of the vets might regress a little bit, but we have no draft pick to speak of this offseason. Player options, we have Swain, which I'm going to accept. I'm going to decline Furphy, though. Acuff and Asa Newell, I'm going to accept, obviously. Freeman, probably let him go as well. And then free agency, we have Buddy Hield, which, yeah, I mean, he wasn't playing anyway. We have money to sign another good free agent, though, which is good. So what do we got? What do we want to do here? So we have Acuff, Trae Jones. So I love the Trae Jones addition. Still banking on Stephon to be a really good shooting guard backup, or maybe even start. They've wanted to start Kuminga and then obviously Dyson Daniels. So it does make me wonder if upgrading the 3 should be something we should be considering. But obviously, I'm very comfortable with my front court. So Dyson Daniels and Jonathan Kuminga are the 2 guys that I'm kind of staring at. Like, I do wonder if we could get better here. So, you know, I might look at it, because both of them are just fine, but neither one of them are shooting great at all. And obviously, for, you know, that's just kind of how they are. But I am curious to see if something good would pop up if I did try to trade one of them. So this is kind of an interesting trade, and the Suns are offering it to me. So we give them Kuminga and Okongwu, which the Suns have been interested in Kuminga in the past. So we get Malawach and Guy Santos out of it. The only reason I kind of like the idea of this is because I know there's a chance that Malawach develops into something way better than Okongwu could become eventually. And then Dyson Daniels would start. Obviously, it doesn't kind of solve the problem I was kind of talking about, but I do think I'm going to do this trade. So we're going to bank on Malawach maybe becoming something better than Okongwu will ever be. And the Suns are banking on just Okongwu helping us out, you know, helping immediately, and obviously getting Kuminga out of it as well. So we're going to do this trade. It's an interesting one, but yeah, Malawach is our new backup center. Could potentially develop better than Jarrett Allen, which is what I'm thinking, but we'll see if that actually happens. Worst case scenario, he doesn't. It's just a different backup center. We dumped Kuminga, which isn't the biggest deal in the world, in my opinion. So yeah, I don't think we really changed much. The only thing, that trade doesn't have that much downside. The only thing we're banking on is obviously development from Malawach to be better than Okongwu, to just kind of give us a stronger backup center. So we'll see if that pays off. And already there it is. So 85 overall, Malawach, 85 Darius Acuff. Jalen Johnson is regressing, which kind of sucks. Hate to see that. Dyson's down to 84, and Stephon's up to an 82, and Asa Newell's up to an 82. So last year we were the first seed, got embarrassed. Dalen Swain's up 2 overall as well. But yeah, we were literally embarrassed in round 1 last year to our former face of the franchise, Trae Young, and it really was disappointing. But we're gonna run it back. Obviously, we're bringing a new backup center, Malawach. Might even start over Jarrett Allen as well. And the Suns, you know, give up on him earlier than they probably should have. And now we have an interesting thing going in. I think I may have loaded the wrong draft class. May have jumped ahead a little bit further. No, I'm good. Okay. So we're already going to 2029. But all right, let's take a look at the rotation. I feel really good about what we still have. Obviously, we were good last year. Got the first seed. Just very disappointing in the playoffs. So here's what it's got. Here's what it looks like. So Acuff, Alexander Walker, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, Jarrett Allen, Malawach, Stephon develop, Asa Newell, Trae Jones, and Guy Santos. So if I do stop the deadline, I will show you. You know, obviously, an easy thing to do here is if we did trade like Daniels' contract with Kisper's contract, we can kind of match something pretty big, because Kisper is still making 13 million and Daniels is still making like 25. So there is an opportunity to get better, maybe. It just kind of depends. Kind of like the same philosophy I had last year. If we're really good, which So far, we're off to a great start. Then maybe I won't do anything, but maybe I still will. It just depends on what those offers would be and if it puts us in position to bring a championship to Atlanta. So far, we're really good, though. But I might take the swing if it makes sense. So I think I am going to go ahead and make a trade here at the trade deadline, as I think I'm going to acquire Peyton Watson. The reason why I like this is because obviously Peyton Watson is just going to give us better spacing compared to Dyson Daniels. Now, we do have to take on Christian Brown's contract, but I don't know. I don't really love having to trade a first in this scenario if I can avoid that, because I feel like Brown's contract is such a negative asset, but they seem to be very convinced that, and then getting Davion Mitchell as a backup just in case doesn't sound terrible. So yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and do it. So we bring in Peyton Watson to replace Dyson Daniels. So it just gives us better spacing. Stefan's actually starting right now, and he's having a really good season. So we might have our future backcourt right here with Acuff and Stefan Joksimovic. So pretty interesting here. But obviously, while in the midst of developing guys, we're also trying to win a championship right now. Christian Brown's not a bad piece to have off the bench necessarily. Santos is hurt, but we can also probably slide Brown to the 3, I would assume. And he'd probably go up, I would guess. So let's see if I did that. If I move him to the 3, he's up to an 82. It's a jump. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And he'll be, I guess they're going to start him, which, you know, both of them are going to be able to shoot better than Dyson Daniels was, basically. So I guess I'm fine with it. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. We are the second, or sorry, we're the first seed actually. But we've been kind of going back and forth between the second and the first seed. As you can see, we've lost it now, but maybe we'll get it back here in a second. But okay, no more Dyson Daniels. He's gone. Peyton Watson, Christian Brown instead. And so far, we've gotten worse since we traded Dyson Daniels away. So, makes me wonder if we made a mistake. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the playoffs. We should still be a top 3 seed. But definitely a little worried after that trade. Maybe that wasn't the move. So despite my worries, we did eventually gel and got things somewhat together. We're the 3rd seed. But here are your awards so far. And then here is your D-point MVP. Sar's your most improved on the Pelicans. Interesting. Booker's your clutch player. And Kidd is your coach of the year. I'm telling you right now, man, I have just get fired in my share scenario, and the Mavericks just keep rehiring him. It's kind of funny. Edwards your cup MVP. But here's your All-NBA first team. We've been kind of waiting to see, and it has happened. Jalen Johnson makes an All-NBA team. That is awesome to see. Love to see that. And yeah, first time All-NBA. Or I guess he got one in 2026. Or did I miss that? Or so never mind, that was earlier. 2K must have did that, or obviously it was past the playoffs, or, you know, the regular season, whatever. You get what I mean. But here's your offensive first team and all defensive second team, and here's your all rookie team. So we end up as the 3rd seed in the East, and look who it is again. To see it as the Wizards again, who obviously upset us last year. But 25 from Jalen Johnson, 18 from Acuff, 17 from Stefan, 15 from Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and 14 from Jarrett Allen, and 10 from Peyton Watson. So obviously, would love to get past round 1 this time around. I was very disappointed that we lost. So we'll be playing against Trae Young once again. Boozer's there. I forgot about that. I forgot they got him. But okay. So let's find out what happens here. So game 1 against the Wizards. We're up 1-0, 133 to 116. 34 from Acuff to start us off, which is good. We already have our 9-man rotation out here. I don't love that they want to start Christian Brown. I feel like I would rather start Peyton Watson. It's so weird that they're all in on Brown starting, but whatever. So game 2 goes to us. So far, so good. Love that, but I think it's how it started last year, and then the Wizards even it up. But no, we're up 3-0. So this time, and Acuff's having one hell of a series so far, so I love that. We beat them in 4. Yeah, we're going to sweep them. I don't know why we couldn't have done that last year, but whatever. And now we have to play the Detroit Pistons, which obviously Cade Cunningham is always tough to deal with. So Detroit's got Buffkins up to an 82. That's pretty random, but Javon Small, Jalen Duren, Ron Hall, and Asar Thompson. So the spacing on that team is still just absolutely horrid. What is Kobe Buffkin? He's shooting 35%. So yeah, the spacing on this team would be disaster. I mean, that is not what you want. Obviously, Cade will have like 35. So yeah, they must have been really bad at shooting threes this year, but it doesn't matter in 2K necessarily. But we do win game 1. Cade had 36, but it did not matter. Game 2 goes to us, which is good. So far, so good. Everyone's still healthy. Game 3, oh my lord, we're just vibing right now. Could we beat them in 4 though? We sweep them. We have not lost a game yet. So Knicks are going to be our matchup. We've had we had an interesting matchup with them earlier. Orlando was the first seed. They got taken out by the Knicks. So we'll have home court advantage here in the conference finals. So I would love to see if we can get this. And they finally want to start Peyton Watson. So that's good. But yeah, let's get in there and see. So this is going to be interesting. But game 1 against the Knicks. Let's see what they look like at this point. So Brunson, Mikal, OG, Sohan, Cat, Miles McBride, Noah Clowney, Walter Clayton. So kind of that same Knicks team other than a few bench additions. But Game 1 goes to the Knicks. We finally do lose a game, but we win game 2, so that's good because we would have lost both games at home. Forget it. But we win the first road game of our series, or our first road game. 30 from Stephon to get it done there, and we're up 3-1. Wow, we're vibing. So far, we're dominating this East. 59 from Jalen Johnson, averaging 31 in the playoffs. Now he's got to finish them off. I have a bad feeling they're going to try to come back on us. Acuff gets hurt. He is... Okay, it's a season injury, and then Alexander Walker's out for the season. Okay. Don't love that we're picking up injuries here, but thankfully we're up 3-1 and can just hopefully take care of them. And we are a deep team, so I think we can get by, but obviously you never love having injuries at this point. Let's see if we can finish them off and not have them come back from 3-1, because I do feel like that's where it could go. But it looks like we're taking care of business here, so we are going to beat the Knicks 88-119. But lately, if you guys have been watching, another injury, dude. Holy moly, I was just about to say, lately, injury luck for us has been horrid, man. It's been really bad. We've been getting injured like crazy at the worst times, and here we are again getting hurt. We have a rotation of Acuff and Trae Jones starting together. I don't even like that. So I think we move Brown back to the 2 guard, so he'll start something like that, and that will put, you know, Acuff back at point guard. So that's probably what we're gonna have to run. If not already, we'll go to an 8-man rotation. So Acuff, Brown, Watson, Jalen Johnson, Malawatch. Yeah, this is your... It's still looking pretty good, all things considered. Obviously, we have 2 guys that would be slam dunks to have in the rotation right now, also out. And we do have quite a bit of depth, so I guess that's good. But let's see who we're going to be playing. It's going to be OKC or Sacramento. Pretty interesting that Sacramento's here. Oh my gosh, please give me the Kings. This team looks not even that good, and they're tied up right now. It might be I might get what I wish for. Dude, I'm rooting for you, Sacramento. I feel like we'll have such a good chance of beating that Kings team for a championship. Sacramento, I need you to do it. I need you to do it. Beat this Thunder team. I don't know why I'm simcasting AIs, but oh my gosh, they force overtime, but they lose. They were so close. SGA, though, gets hurt. That might be the break we needed. Let's see how long he's out for. Let's see. Hopefully it's going to be out for this series. And he's out for the season. I don't love rooting for injury, but obviously that is a big break for us to catch. And also AJ Mitchell is out. So both their... Well, he's day-to-day, but both their guards hurt. That's good for us. Obviously, we have injuries of our own right, so, you know, we're not necessarily, you know, yeah, it does suck that Alexander Walker, though, and SGA Cousins are going to both be out against each other in the finals. But, yeah, they look a lot less intimidating with SGA out. So, game 1, despite that, goes to OKC, but we do even it up. Game 3 goes to us. I think, okay, yeah, we're chilling. So, game 4, Acuff, are you getting healthier? He is... yeah, he's getting there. He's still playing through an injury. Thankfully, he is not gone fully out because that would have been the end of us. But we're up 3-1. Just got to get one more win. We can bring a championship here, which I think is good because I'm pretty sure my last few 2K rebuilds, we've been in a championship rut. So I think it's glad, or I think it's good we finally got out of it, and we sure have. So yeah, I think we caught a big break by SGA being out, obviously, but I think this is where I leave you guys. We're going to beat the Thunder in 5 games in the finals. So we do bring a championship to Atlanta. Obviously helped with those lottery picks that we did have, but I'm going to end it there, fellas. Actually, in fact, let's play this last possession real quick. See if we can get a stop here. Can I get a steal on the inbound? Nope, not quite. But AJ Mitchell is back in the series, which we saw. And Acuff's playing through that injury, but 16 seconds left. Just going to try to get a stop, although they may not shoot this, now that I think about it. So maybe playing this for no reason. Oh, there they do bring it up. Native Met for 3. He misses. And that will be all she wrote, fellas. We are bringing a championship to Atlanta. Shoot the full court shot, hits the rim at least, and I will see you guys in the next video. So, lottery rebuild still coming up. Obviously, once one of the conference finals teams are eliminated, that will be a video as well. And then some of the off-season rebuilds I never got to, but that might be mixed in with, obviously, the lottery. So, yeah, a lot of content coming up. So, hit the subscribe button if you made it to the end and aren't subscribed yet. Other than that, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace.